Hi everybody, today we're going to finish off our series on the Caddy California. There will be one more video after this, but there's going to be a little bit of time before that because we're still awaiting the tent to arrive for the vehicle. So once that comes in, obviously we'll get out the showroom, we'll go on a pitch somewhere and we can show you how the tent, etc. goes in there as well. So that will be coming, but I think that might be another month before we get to that actual particular video for today. So today's video is about getting ready for bed. We've been talking about doing one of these videos for a while. We do them in every vehicle, so we're going to talk you around and talk you through how to put all the shields up for the windows to make it completely black out inside. Have a look at the panoramic roof one as well, which we talked on briefly on the last video. And then obviously we'll show you with the vents and things like that again as well. So it's just kind of a bit of a recap and go over those, put the bed down finally as well. So to start with, to make it easy for you, I'll put all of the sheets on the floor to give you an idea where they are and where they are on the vehicle. So we start with the front. So the front blackout is down here on the floor to make it easy to see. A couple of things to point out. Obviously, this is where the rear view mirror would go around. Your sun visors go in between here, and then this bit at the bottom is what tucks into the very front of the windscreen. And we'll show you that one in a second as it goes in. As we move around to the side, so we've got the front window, which is the same as it is on the Ocean. So these have got magnetic strips all the way along, which clip into the windows. I'll show you that one in a second. Moving to the back one is for this window, exactly the same as the front one, so it won't take very long to put the side window on that's on here. And then finally, as you can see on the floor, we have the panoramic roof. Again, we showed you this last time on one of the previous videos, but this is with the poles in. So I think it's easier if you put the poles in to start with, like I've done it on here, and then you're just going to transfer it straight into the vehicle, and we'll get onto that in a minute. And then finally with the tailgate, which is the first one we're going to do. We have shown you this in the last video anyway, but so we pick it up, that's on here, and it's just a case of lining up the magnetic strips on the vehicle. So I suggest you start at the back with these two that's on here, so you can just put it around where it is there. And just get it roughly in place, then obviously you can go around and adjust them just to get them as you would want them. So as you can see, you can't see through that at all now. That's created the blackout blind that's on there. As I showed you before, to take it off, you literally just give it a pull down, wrap it back up and put it away. So we work with the side windows next. It's worth mentioning when you're putting these on, the labels, as I've said before, have all got what the actual window is for. So turn that around so you can see it. And the label should always be on the inside as well. So now the easiest way I find to do this, because the magnetic bits are on this edge here where they want to be. So if you start with the corner that's there and put the corner one on, so you know as it's coming round, and then obviously then all you're doing is going around it and around the side, and then on the bottom bit on there. As you can see, that's all on now. Obviously there's a bit of this just moves around at the side, but you can't see through. And obviously you can shut the door without it affecting the actual blind itself. So for the front windows again, we've got our material that's there. We know that the label's down at the bottom that's there. I'd probably start in the corner. So just put the top on. So again, you're looking for it to go under the ridge on here and down the side, and then also on the side here. And then that's that covered from there. So obviously you can shut the door. Obviously the window's open on this one at the moment, but you can open it back up again and it doesn't make any difference. Obviously at night you'd have that window probably done up, and obviously then you'd also have your ventilation as well that's there. Now for the panoramic roof. So I've picked it up and I'm holding it with all the three poles together. Obviously these are the end bits of the poles, you can see, and those are going to go under the headlining within the top section that's on there. I'll show you how to put those in. And this also has magnetic bits on as well, so there's magnetic things that attach on the side as well. You'll see them probably click in a moment as well. So I'd start from this position here. Okay, so I'm sitting in the middle of the vehicle in the back, and I've got our sheet on my lap here now with the poles that's in here. A couple of things about the poles just to make you aware is they are sprung loaded and they're deliberately from there. So obviously the poles, as we said before, just go together, but they will got quite a bit of spring in them as well, if you can see that. So when you're actually trying to put them in the headlining to get them in the right place, you will need to pull them in just to get them where you need them to be. That's in. I hope that kind of makes sense to you as well. So with these, I'm going to start from the front. I will point out these later on because I've got a rough idea where these need to go to make it a bit easy for me to put them in. So the first one just needs to go in across the top that's on here. So I'll put the first one in there and then just pull it in so it's in about the same kind of place, so somewhere around there. Then I'm going to get the back one and pull the back one out and put the back one in somewhere around there, from there. And then obviously these bits here just go up and around. You might need to just adjust the poles ever so slightly, just so it actually fits. Those go in and put all these up. And then your middle one, pop that in, pop it in on this side. And then put all your magnetic bits up. And there we go. And that's it all in and all around. As I said, you might just need to make some little adjustments as you go round. And basically when you're putting this up so it looks like this, just to give you some key points that I was aiming for. So when I put the first bar up at the front, the first bar here, I was aiming for the edge of here. So if you drew a line from here up, that's where my pole is. So I'm going straight up and that's where I put my pole in, and the same on the other side. And then you notice I came straight to the back after that and put the rear pole in because I was aiming for the middle of here for where my pole is, and on the other side the middle of the light to where my pole is. It's in here. So I knew those 2 points were right because I've done this a few times to make sure I could get it in for the take for you. That's there. So I knew those were where those 2 poles went. It was easy to identify those. And then obviously then you've got your middle pole to put in and then just put the rest up around it that's on there again. Right, and onto the front windscreen. So you see some little Velcro bits that's on here. That's a good place to start because that's in the middle here. So put that around and put those 2 Velcro bits on so you know you've got it there. You've got your 2 sun visors. You pull those down, so those loop in. You've got one in there, one around there, and then the same on this side. So one in on there, and then the other one on the other side. That's there. Push them back. And then this bit, well, you've got 2 options actually with this bit. Obviously you can just, you know, if you just want rough cover, you can just have it like that. But to do it properly, you put this all the way down to the bottom and tuck it in. So you tuck in this rubber bit all the way into your front windscreen. That's down at the bottom, that's on there. Tuck those side bits in. It's there, then carry on all the way around. And put that in there. There we go. And that still gives you coverage then, so you can put things in the top tray if you want to. That's on the dash as well, as you see. You know, there's a little bit of light here and there, but certainly nothing that anybody could see through. That's in the vehicle, and it gives you that pretty much blackout feeling that's there. So we're just going to put the bed down next, and then we'll put the rest of the curtains on because it'll be too dark if not in here, and then we'll show you the final bits. So as you can see now, we've got all the curtains on. So front curtains, all the side ones are done. Obviously the panoramic roof one is on as well. And I can pretty much say you cannot see out through here. So if I can't see out, somebody can't see in. Obviously we've got the tailgate open that's in here a minute. We'll film it with the tailgate down in a second to give you an idea how dark it is. And bearing in mind we're in the bright showroom here at Liverpool, so obviously just bear that in mind as well. So to give you an idea, but it is, I can feel it's going to be dark with that tailgate shut already that's on here as well. Now, you know from the channel I love giving lots of tips out that's in there, so big shout out to Ruby who got in touch. She's got one of the previous versions of this model, I believe, that's in here as well. She says she has a little table at the back. I don't think her model's got one of these, but this will do for the table in ours. And then obviously she plugs her kettle and things into the side socket here, so you can make yourself a nice cup of coffee, cup of tea in the morning, in there without having to get out of bed. I love the sound of that. Open the tailgate. If you've got the pan roof, you can have that open as well. You can see the elements that's out there, especially if you've parked somewhere really nice in the morning. Have a bit of breakfast before you have to get up. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you have, give us a thumbs up, give us a like. If you don't subscribe, please subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.